Tight. Well, we're here with another episode of Let's Talk About It. Sister Sylvia Hill, Transcending Heights, Empowering Each Other. New Age Black King, Splash Dripping Wet Daddy, El Plaga Jr. And today you had a very, very rejuvenating, reviving, that's a few words of describing. The word you had today was SNAPBACK Saturday. Snap back. I got a snap back. So, I mean, what did you actually mean, man? Break down snap back and how we can snap back in our lives.
Okay, so snapback is a sudden rebound or change in direction. And so lately, a constant theme keeps emerging that sometimes we get into these positions and we feel stuck. And sometimes we may feel as though there is no way out. We've tried everything that we know to do. You know, sometimes we may trust people and kind of talk to them about what's going on. And sometimes, you know, instead of us getting that help or that support that we really want or need, we may feel judged. Or sometimes, you know, people may add to or take away from whatever we said. And so sometimes the situation just gets worse. And so we feel as though we're going down a path of destruction. I have felt that way many, many times in my life. And so when snapback emerged, I began to think about how we can rebound from any situation through the Lord. I began to think about how our paths and our directions can change through Him. So we no longer feel stuck. And we talked about weaving before as well. So a lot of times the things that we are going through in that moment, during that period that may seem like never ending, we are still learning and growing through Him. And He can allow us to snap back through Him. New ways of thinking. I've shared so many times before how I used to have a negative outlook about myself. And I'm sure some others have felt that way. You know, we go through, every day is just a journey and a process. So every day we are constantly trying to figure out how to maneuver through things. And sometimes it can be so overwhelming because it seems like no matter what we try, we feel as though we just cannot get ahead. Not ahead of others necessarily, but ahead of our situation. Mm-hmm. And so snapback really empowered me just thinking about how powerful the God that we serve is and how there is nothing too great for Him. So no matter what the situation may look like, when we tried all that we can do within our power, remember that He is the source for everything we need. So snap back, rebounds, change the direction. Change the direction. We do not have to remain stuck in defeating positions. And so that, when you said, you know, break it down, that was kind of the gist. And I've noticed that lately, a lot of what has been coming to me is we have got to snap back. We got to shake those weights that hold us down, internal and external. We've talked about surroundings before. And so sometimes we have to maybe change our surroundings as part of our snapback. Sometimes we may have to remove ourselves from others and from various situations so that we can really truly begin to focus on what He has been telling us we need to do in the first place.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I mean, it's definitely something that a person has to realize within themselves that first you have to know, like, I need to snap back. Mm-hmm. Nobody can tell you this. You can't tell anybody this. You have to pray for people, man. Mm-hmm. And then you have to, like, choose your words and choose your actions with people and your behaviors with people in a way that can lead them and help them to snap back as well. And you have to be patient because one person's snap back could be in a day. You know what I'm saying? Like the blink of an eye. Another person's snap back may occur over time. It may take 2-3 years, and they're in the process of snapping back. So, I mean, we want to keep y'all focused, man, and keep y'all pushing forward and pressing forward. And in order to go forward, I mean, it's just like a rubber band, baby. You got to snap it back, baby. So definitely, man, what type of advice do you have for somebody that's feeling like right now, man, they're down in the slums, they're depressed, they may feel like giving up completely, they may feel like it's no hope, and they may feel like it's no way for them to snap back from their actual situation. You know, from a Christian standpoint, also a psychological and sociological standpoint, what type of advice would you give to that person in that situation?
Well, what I would say is I have been that person in that situation. So when you say advice, all I can really speak to is what I know has helped me. And so one of the big things that helps me to snap back, and I like how you said that sometimes it may seem as though one person snapping back may seem rather quickly than someone else's. So my advice, working on our relationship with the Lord is very essential. Actually going to Him and being honest, and I actually shared that on the live for today, was us being honest with ourselves and with the Lord. Because sometimes we go through a denial phase. And we try to justify, we try to minimize some of the things that's going on around us that we know are holding us back. And so one of my biggest things is continuing to work on that relationship with Him, trusting in Him that He can get us through any situation because He's already been doing that. And so like I say, being honest with ourselves and with the Lord. I need help right now, Lord. I am battling this situation. I have been battling it for a while, Father God, and I'm just tired. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so I've learned to talk to Him, be honest with Him about things, and then as He gives us signs, because He always does, as He gives us those signs, those signals of what we need to do, then taking heed and really being obedient to what He is instructing us to do. So advice, definitely work on our relationship with Him. And this is the thing about it too. Sometimes we recognize that, you know what, I really do need to go and talk to somebody about this. So that's where therapy can be very helpful. Therapy helped me. So like I said, I'm speaking from me being that person that you're talking about that has lost hope, that person that is at their wit's end. And they're just tired and they just feel like there's no way to overcome. Therapy helped me because I was able to go and I was able to talk to my therapist. There was no judgment or anything like that. And she was able to help me to recognize, even in my situation, you know, the difference between healthy and unhealthy relationships, the importance of self-love. You know, before we can even truly love anybody else, we have to recognize that we need love too, and to respect ourselves. And so when you say advice, looking at things from my perspective, of course, I walk with the Lord, us being honest, that I need you. I recognize that I cannot make it through this by myself. And then I always say that He places people in our lives that are essential, some accountability partners that not only pray for us, but they pray with us. When they see that we're going through something, they will actually check on us, genuinely check on us. And then they remind us of whose we are. We are His. And so advice, we got to talk to somebody. Talk to the Lord. And then He starts placing people in our lives. Sometimes we recognize we may need therapy. In some cases, we may need some medication to help us to balance things out. And that's okay. I think there's so much stigma behind getting help. You know, we think that, you know, no, I'm not strong if I don't handle all these things on my own. But guess what? We weren't made to handle things on our own. He created us in His image. And then He also instills in others the things that they need to help us along the way. So like I say, I walk with Him, being honest with ourselves and the Lord. Sometimes therapy, we do need that. To be able to talk to somebody, develop some healthier coping skills and strategies to overcome some of life's most difficult struggles. And like I said, sometimes even medication can help out. You know, and I know a lot of people don't want to be viewed as that, but I mean, I've had all of that. I've had to talk to the Lord. I've gone through therapy. I've taken medication and different things like that to help out. And so all of these things can help to strengthen us. And that's not to say you're going to always necessarily need therapy or you're going to always need medication. But everybody's situation is different. So I never try to put everybody's situation into one bubble because we all have different situations and circumstances. But those are some things that have helped me through some of my lowest points. And even now, ooh, the enemy, he can tell when the Lord is working on you and the Lord is elevating you. And so he tries to creep in and tries to make you doubt. So even now, going back to those various sources continues to help with that snapback.
And like you said, I mean, confession of mine, like I done been to 2 different behavioral hospitals, you know what I'm saying? They tried to diagnose me with some type of bipolar, this, that, and the third. Man, they say I'm messed up. Seroquel, Trilitha, but I ain't on none of that no more. You feel me? Hallelujah. You know what I'm saying? It was something I had to work on with myself. And another thing with snapping back, it does begin first with ourselves and our households, but we have to begin to snap back society and snap back the culture. You know, it comes to a point of self-actualization. Once you get your basic needs and then you get your needs of security. I mean, if you're hungry, you need to focus on getting you something to eat. You need to get you a job. You need to get you something to eat and something to drink. Once you get that, then you can focus on your security, financial security, household security, marriage security. And as you move up the level and you get to self-actualization, you realize, look, I need to do something that's going to be beneficial for the future and beneficial for the culture. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, today, man, I got on mismatched socks this morning. One Nike, one regular. I'm going somewhere with this. You need to be different. Do something that makes you stand out. My brother told me one time, man, tell the people, man, put on one shoe. That don't make no sense. It don't make sense. But when you think about it, it does make sense. Man, God is going to choose the people that are different. When it says holy, that means when you break down holy, it's actually set apart. You know what I'm saying? So people that feel like they're holier than thou, you know, you have to really know the terminology. Like, to be holy, you're basically set apart. The Israelites, they were supposed to wear fringes. I'm going somewhere with it. I mean, everybody may have a face mask on. Man, put some safety goggles on. Like, be different. Don't do what everybody else is doing. Be an individual. Be your own self. And then decide to make some type of change in society. Man, get a Jerry curl. You know, do something different with yourself and with your life, man. And show the youth and show people, man, that it's more to life than feeling like you have to try to fit in or you have to try to, you know, keep up with the Joneses of this, that, and the third, man. So like I said, man, we got to work on trying to snap back our community, man. Raise the youth, man. Write a book, man. Put together a song or paint a picture with a positive message that you know deep down inside of you there's a positive message, and you're putting that out there to the world and out there to the universe. Got to snap back. So when it comes to snapping back, and when you're seeing people, and even in your family, and even dealing with your children, and I think children are very important too, man, because, man, family all together. Because you got to love your people. I mean, even when you see me going through my go-through and things like that, you like, man, he need to snap back. Like, how do you stay patient with those people? How do you stay patient with the Lord? How do you know what I'm saying? Because it's easy if you're in a relationship, you can leave that person alone. You know what I'm saying? If you at a job, you can quit that job. You ain't got to deal with that. But we have people that are dealing with things with their family and dealing with certain issues and everything that they cannot run from. Every day they wake up, they're going to be facing this situation, whether it be drugs in their family, whether it be whatever the case may be. How do they stay patient? How do they stay persistent? How do they continue to pray, go back and forth to church every Sunday, and then they seeing that certain things don't seem like they're changing. Like, not only prayer-wise, you know, faith without works is dead. How do we kind of redirect and help to snap back our children, society, the youth? Ooh.
Well, you definitely said A mouthful there, a mouthful there. I can be patient, or I feel like we can be patient because the Lord has been patient with us. He continues to be patient with us. He continues to give us another opportunity to get things together, to get things right, to grow stronger through Him. So no matter what the situation may be or what it may look like, we wait on the Lord. We wait on the Lord. Sometimes I feel like I'm behind where I'm supposed to be. I feel like I'm behind where I'm supposed to be. Because when I was younger, I felt like I would have been in a position to help others much sooner. Maybe like in my 20s, I guess you would say, or my 30s or whatever. And here I am, 40, and if the good Lord says the same, I'll be 41 this year. But we wait and we be patient. And while we wait and we be patient, we continue to follow His instructions. We continue to show love. And I know that might sound simple. And you might say, well, she's saying it like it's so simple, but He continues to love us.
Nah, it's hard. Because you said show love, man. Like, man, we are programmed. And that's why I said, man, you know, it sounds crazy, like put on one shoe. It's really about breaking the program. Like, man, we are taught, man, love gets you killed. Like, we taught, man, love is weak. And that's why people probably get tired of it. But I used to be a musician, so I get it with the music. Like, I can rap, so I can write some, you know, straight curses to my people. The thing about it is, you know what I'm saying, showing love in today's society is probably the most difficult task known to man. So for you to be able to do that and to wake up every day and then just like in your message to show love, to receive love, like what you're speaking is a complete foreign language to some of these people that's in the trenches, because every time they show love, they get destroyed.
You know, I'm glad that you brought that out like that, because let me tell you, it's easy for me to show love now, and I'm going to show you why. Because I've learned how to love myself through Him. I have learned how to love myself through Him. And so with that being said, we can show others love by what? Praying for them. The Lord helping us to be able to be templates or examples of what love is. Because see, people throw out, look, I love you so much.
But what you're saying too is you don't necessarily have to try to show your love through actions and trying to.
No.
There we go.
That's where coming with that or whatever. So sometimes we beat ourselves to the ground because we feel like we have to show so much loyalty, or we keep trying to do this but it's not reciprocated. But if He is our source for everything, when I say everything we need,
He the plug.
He gives us what we need to be able to love ourselves, to be able to love others. And sometimes we even learn that sometimes you do have to love people from a distance, because if people are continuing to hurt themselves and they're continuing to do things to try to hurt you, that's where prayer really, really comes in, for the Lord to work on me. Lord, please, I don't know this person's whole situation, but I'm praying that whatever they need, you're able to give them what they need. And so, like I say, now it's easier for me, because I used to feel so beat down. I get exactly where you're coming from. You show love, and then you feel like, man, people just take advantage because I show love. But you know what? God knows how to heal us, because He healed me. God knows how to deliver us, because He did that. So regardless of what is going on around, I say when He gives a new day, guess what? I'm putting it all in because of Him. Not about people. Not about people, but because of Him. And so if I'm doing it through Him, then He gives everything you need. So even when you're in a situation where maybe somebody does come at you a certain way, I just have to look up sometimes and say, Lord, I need you to guide me right now. I need you to let me know what I can do or possibly say in this particular situation. To be of help. You know, because sometimes when people are hurting, that's the people that really hurt others. Even if they're not trying to.
Oh, you're not for real.
They hurt others. So even with that, if we're operating through His guidance, then sometimes he can allow us to just sense, this person is hurting. This person is really hurting. So like I say, praying. And then just because somebody else may get out of character with us or whatever, don't mean I have to get out of character. I don't have to get out of character. You don't have to get out of character. You know, but sometimes things happen. That's part of snapback too. I mean, we've all said or done things at times that we wish that we hadn't. But then we go back, we learn, and we grow from it. So then when something else comes up, because guess what? There's always something else around the corner. There's always something else around the corner. But we can look and be like, you know what? I handled this situation so differently than I did in the past when I wasn't really getting myself where I need to be. Because we have to be where we need to be first. Because if you got multiple people coming together and all of us are just like, we just operating off what we want and we're not seeking him for guidance on what he actually needs us to do, then you're not really creating any solutions or any opportunities for positive change because everybody wants what they want. It's not about him. We're taking him out of it.
Yeah. I want people to realize too, man, life is not a game. You know, I feel like life is a sport. A game, man, you just having fun, you know, you just doing your thing and everything. A sport is your job. You know what I'm saying? You working hard, you competition, you competing with yourself, you trying to better yourself every day. You working out, you practicing, you trying to get to where you trying to get to. Man, life's a sport, baby. Like, you gotta play to win. You have to snap back. And I said that to say this, man. When you look at an athlete or you look at somebody that's really, truly devoting themselves to a sport, and we all the team players in this sport that we call life. When they devoting themselves, man, you get you a second win out of nowhere, man. I remember I used to watch wrestling, man. Hulk Hogan, man, he'll turn up, man, he'll snap back. You know what I'm saying? You watching boxing, Muhammad Ali do the rope-a-dope, man. He laying back on the rope. You think he getting beat up, and then bam, he snap back. You know, you look at Michael Jordan out there on the basketball court. It's fourth quarter. You down by 20. You got to snap back. So, man, when you at your lowest in life, man, that should be the motivating factor to pull yourself up, man. And regardless to what you're going through, I guarantee, man, it's set up that way. Life spiritual, the underdog gonna always come on top if they push, if they don't quit, if they snap back. Every movie you see, things are based around a reality, a concept of reality. Man, every single time somebody's at their last, they look to the hills. No pun intended, Sylvia Hill. They look to the Lord. They look, you know, and they find strength from somewhere, and they get up and they finish out their race, or they do what it is that they need to do. You are a model, an MVP player, man, most valuable player that I, you know, consider, man, the sport of life, man, because you steady, man. You done took some L's, man. Now it's your time to win. So, like I said, man, it's an inspiration, man, to see you every single morning doing your thing. So, man, how did you snap back this morning, man, from them 2 times them folk blocked your life, man? Straight up.
Well, as we have discussed previous times, we learn through previous encounters. And so what I've learned is that sometimes the plan may be to incorporate music into the message, but I do realize that sometimes, even when I go through the various steps that I need to go through, sometimes the music still will not play. But I have learned to just allow the Lord to just work things out. So this morning, after 2 failed attempts, I say I wasn't going to get 3 strikes this morning. So after 2 failed attempts, I just went through and I just decided, you know what, I will just share what the songs were, you know, for this morning, what the songs were, you know, because sometimes music in itself conveys such a message for us. I mean, there have been so many times, we talked about Snapback a while ago, so many times where I was just going through so many different things, and then when that song, a song would come on, and it almost sounded like it was speaking to my situation.
For real though.
And so that's why music is so important, and I'm definitely not trying to steal anybody's copyright. That's why I put whose song it actually is, but I've learned that obstacles come in all kind of shapes and forms, even when you're trying to do the work of the Lord. But that's okay, because I can still talk about the songs. I can still share what that song means to me, in hopes that maybe somebody else, like you say, that's going through similar things, that it can be something that can inspire them as well. Because like you say, we can't give up. And that was one of the big things of Snapback. It's not to give up. Sometimes we may need to take a break from things. We may need to, I always talk about a refill and things like that. We need that spiritual fill up. You know, sometimes we may need to change a scenery and environment just to get ourselves back on track. But do not give up. Do not give in. Because we can all snap back through him. He provides new ways of thinking. And that's like this more, you know, when we get used to a certain thing and we're used to it flowing, but then something unexpected comes up, it's like, are you going to just give up on it?
Yeah, exactly.
Or are you going to allow him to provide that other way to still get it done? And so that's part of Snapback too. Like I said, this morning, I could have easily said, you know what? I want this music to play. But maybe it wasn't meant for the music to play. Maybe it was just meant, if anything, for me to just speak on, you know, these particular songs have meant a lot to me that came to my mind and heart. And so I want to share them with you and hope that, you know, it can bless you as well. But, you know, when he operates, like we said earlier, when you say when people may get tired and you may feel as though, well, I've been praying, I've been going to church, I've been doing this, I've been doing that. Okay. But the Lord operates on his timing. And so that's what I was saying earlier, even about me sometimes feeling like, man, I thought I would be here or there by now, but I'm right where I need to be, where he wants and needs me to be right now. And had I not gone through a lot of things I went through, I wouldn't be able to, you know, how should I put this, be so understanding when other people come to me and they're going through different things similar to what I've been through. I wouldn't be able to share, well, you know what, I had a similar situation and this is what helped me. You know, nothing's going to just always be smooth sailing all the time, but the closer we get to him and we recognize he can snap us back through whatever we're going through, that is that strength. Like you said, we look up, or whether we look up or whether we're on our knees and we're praying, but we recognize that he's not going to leave us. He's not going to forsake us. He hasn't. And there's always going to be some type of challenge or something that comes up. But you know what? We just get stronger through the challenges.
I want y'all to know, you will fail. You will fall. But you have to get back up. And this has been since we were babies, since we were kids. When you first start crawling, you're going to carpet burn, you're going to hit your face. When you first stand up to walk, you're going to fall. You have to fall and you have to get back up. These are the dark arts of manifestation. The introduction to developing a clear man. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Don't be Humpty Dumpty. Sir, you have children. Sir, you have family that love you. Ma'am, do not be Humpty Dumpty. No matter how great the fall is, nobody else can put you back together again. Humpty Dumpty, get up, man. Stand up on your feet, Humpty Dumpty, and put the pieces of your life back together. And y'all already know
we're not coming with anything but positive vibes, love, joy, increasing faith, a sense of hope, Transcending together.